Man, what's going on, my people? We back with this another video, man. We about to see what's going on with this guy, Wick. Never heard of him, but we about to know something about him. Let's see.
Bob, what's the drill? Back with
Mm-hmm.
another video, man. And that boy CTS Lil Wick just might be one of the realest coming out of St. Louis if you let certain people tell it. From beating a homie case to beating the beat up in the booth, this white boy from the hood been making hella noise.
Okay.
You heard about YNs out here, but it might just be time to make room for them YCs in the rap game. So just who is
Was that racist? Wait, what the hell did he just say? What the hell did he just say? Why?
CTS Lil Wick? Did he really catch a body and beat it? Will he have longevity in this rap game? We gonna find out. So without further ado, let's skip the play and get down to business. CTS Lil Wick came up in the heart of St. Louis, you feel me?
Okay.
Born and raised in the hood where most of the folks around him were black. It wasn't no fancy upbringing or nothing like that. This was a classic case of a white kid growing up in the trenches and inevitably becoming a product of their environment.
Right.
Lil Wick's crib was kind of wild, no cap. His folks were deep into that Breaking Bad, if you catch my drift. He straight up said, my people was on that stuff.
So, where were your parents in the picture? I ain't trying to really talk on my peoples on this interview and shit, but you know my peoples was on shit like that, you know?
But check it, he ain't tried to paint it all bad. His parents were on that icicle, but they had some functionality around them. You know what I'm saying? Wick gives props to his pops and he says that he was doing what he had to do. Bruh figured out his parents was on some ish when he was mad young. He remembers pointing at something and asking his homie, what's that? And that's when he got put on game about what really was going down at home. But peep this though, Lil Wick says the real craziness wasn't even at the crib. The streets was where everything was popping off at.
I mean, I seen a lot of crazy shit, but it really didn't come from my parents for real. It really came from more me going outside and doing shit, you know.
And St. Louis ain't that bad though. Lil Wick made that known. Being a white youngin in a black area taught him a lot, but it wasn't like he was the only white face around. When they asked him about it, he basically said that it wasn't abnormal for him to be in the area, but he did stand out.
Not for real, no. Cause it was still white people in the area too. It wasn't, you know. So it wasn't that unnormal for me to be in that area.
Yo, you know it's crazy, bro. That boy don't even talk right. He got that like nigga up in him. You can tell he got that talk.
How about the challenges of being a YC? Lil Wick kept it 100. He said, I feel like they looked at me being white as a weakness. But check this, he wasn't about to let that slide. He straight up said, but it ain't never really been no weakness. And dude had to prove himself, you know what I'm saying?
I ain't gonna say it really wasn't a strength, it was more of like it was never a weakness because I was never weak. It didn't make me weak, but it made me.
When it come to navigating that, Lil Wick didn't go too deep in the details, but he did drop this gem. They had to learn the hard way. So you know homie wasn't playing. He had to show folks he wasn't no pushover just cause he was white.
I mean, I feel like most looked at me being white as a weakness, but it ain't never really been no weakness. But yeah, I feel like it was looked at as a weakness, you know? But they just had to learn the hard way.
Mr. Wick was exposed to that street life mad early. He ain't sugarcoated. He straight up said, I seen the strap when I was young. Now imagine that, being a Lil man and seeing straps all over St. Louis.
Right.
But it didn't stop there. Lil Wick wasn't just seeing straps, he was holding them too. And he admitted to getting a hold of them very early on. Now here's where things get wild. Lil Wick broke down how the streets evolved. He said, when we was in school, everybody started jumping people and stuff like that. So it went from one-on-one fights to group beatdowns, but that was just the beginning. The real switch up came a few years later. That's when, in Lil Wick's words, everything got serious. It went from fighting to straps and all that. So in just a few years, it went from fists to firearms. That's a heavy transition for a young teen.
Everybody started playing with guns and shit. That's probably when everything got serious.
And you know what's crazy, bro? I hate for stuff like that. Because like when your parents going through that and you just see nothing but wrong going around, bro, and your parents chasing that thing, and you want nice shoes and nice things, so you're gonna lead to seeing the trap guys outside doing their thing. They making money, but it come with consequences and dumb other muff that just want to start dumb beef. Like he's saying, they just jumping in, then it turned into like, bro, it's just too much. But you become a product of your environment. You're gonna become a product of your environment, and it's not easy to not go the route of, selling things. Cause you see, I'm making money. They got on the newest stuff, and you want that stuff, but your parents out here getting high, and you want the nice stuff, but your parents not thinking about getting it for you. But like all the other stuff that killing and all that, man, it just come with it because there's too many dumb guys out here that, for one, jealous and want to be where you at, but. Let's keep going.
Fighting it, So that's like when you jumped off the porch or some shit like that.
One thing Lil Wick made clear is that he was always running with an older crowd. He said, I was always hanging out with people older than me. Now, he didn't straight up say this influenced him getting into the street life, but you could read between the lines, you feel me?
Bringing this shit to school or walking around the neighborhood with this.
It really wasn't usually kids my age. I grew up with motherfuckers older than me. I was always hanging out with motherfuckers older than me. I was always with an older crowd.
Lil Wick also dropped some knowledge about how easy it is for younger folks to get straps nowadays. And he talking about fully automatic switches on them things, which is some serious hardware.
Dang.
He repped his hood hard, calling it CTS. He told Tommy G, this is where I jumped off the porch at. This is where I did a lot of ish at.
I lost people over here. Shit, this the hood right here, this CTS. This is where all this shit started. Bro, them locked up and shit, so.
The consequences? Man, Wick faced some serious heat. Lil Wick didn't just wake up one day and start spitting bars. Nah, this was in his blood from day one.
I ain't gonna lie, I always thought like I should be a rapper. I know I turn up on their ass. I know I blow, but I never did it. My brother Red Houdini got me rapping. He the one got me in the stoop, pushed me to do that shit,
Growing up in them St. Louis streets, hip-hop was probably bumping on every corner. That's the kind of environment that breeds rappers. Now, Wick ain't just rapping about some fake ish either. Everything he's been through, all that street life, that's what's feeding his lyrics. He's taking all of the wild experiences and putting them on wax.
Right.
That's why his music kinda hitting different right now. Wick started making noise in the local scene with his raw style. He wasn't just trying to sugarcoat nothing. His tracks were straight from the heart of the streets and people felt it.
What everybody else think about him, bro? Man, that man got the biggest heart, you know what I'm saying?
But check it, his real breakout moment was when he dropped Smash with T4. That joint blew up, racking up over 1.7 views. That's when folks outside of St. Louis started paying attention. So Lil Wick just ain't a random white dude trying to rap. Nah, he lived every bar he spits, from the streets to the studio. He's bringing that real St. Louis flavor to the game, and people are starting to take notice. He's proven that authenticity still matters in hip-hop, and he's riding that wave all the way up. So check it, St. Louis been wilding out. In just 23 days, they had nearly 30 bodies dropped, and that's some serious heat in the streets. Now on August 26, 2022, around 2:15 in the afternoon, something went down on Nebraska Avenue.
And to let y'all know, for the people that think you gotta do the street stuff, yeah, you may see a guy that really be out there doing this street stuff, get more love than y'all. A guy, but you don't really have to be doing this stuff. You don't really have to be outside in the street robbing people, doing this, doing that, to rap about it. Honestly, bro, you know a lot of these rappers be rapping about someone else's life. Like, and half the things that they be saying, they didn't do. Some people didn't go on no hits. Some people didn't go on no drill. But it's just that y'all like to hear it. Now, for an outsider, for a person outside looking in, they don't know who you are. You rapping about this, you rapping. Look at Elite Chopper. I don't know if he was in the gangs or none of that. But no, that nigga, he rapping about a bunch of crazy mess. And we all know he ain't do it. But, and even if he would do it, but we don't even know if he would do it. But it's just that you like what he's saying, it sound good, keep it moving. So y'all can rap about whatever y'all want. Y'all really can rap about whatever y'all want. It don't have to be facts. A lot of these people cap. Do what y'all want.
That's Lil Wick. Government named Michael Henderson was riding out with his motorcycle when he allegedly got into it with a 42-year-old dude named Joseph Shaw, who was rolling around in a white Jeep.
Dude, buck a U-turn. He start following us and shit. I'm looking back. He pull up on me like, you looking at? Ooh, what are you looking at? He instantly up burn on me like, fuck all that. I'm like, I ain't on shit. You know, I'm with some kids and shit. I ain't on shit. I'm not, you know, I ain't trying to make shit happen, you know.
Yeah.
I'm like, I ain't on shit. He up blick on me like, fuck all that. Boom, I speed off. He get to smacking at me. I get to smacking back at him, shit. What happened, shit.
People in the hood say that they heard like 30 shots pop off. It was a straight up shootout between the bike and the Jeep. When the cops rolled up, they found Shaw's Jeep all wrecked and Shaw laid out. He was DOA.
On August 26, 2022, St. Louis police responded to reports about a When police arrived on the scene, they discovered a wrecked white Jeep and a man injured. He was pronounced deceased.
Now here's where it gets wild. The surveillance footage showed Lil Wick and Shaw's Jeep side by side. Then Lil Wick pulled ahead, reached back with his left hand, and boom. And it was over after that.
So how far away do you think he was when you hit him? Like pretty far away, or was it kind of close up?
I mean, it was kind of far. It wasn't that close. It was pretty, it was probably, you probably would think it was close. I think it was kind of far. It was probably like a car length away.
Right.
And everything went crazy. Lil Wick lost control of his bike and bounced while Shaw's Jeep spun out. The cops didn't catch Lil Wick right away. They had to track down the bike owner, then they got Lil Wick's name and number. They checked his cell data and saw he was in the area around the time that everything went down. It took them until October 11th to finally grab Lil Wick. They threw him in the pen with no bond, hit him with first-degree homie and all that. When Lil Wick was locked up, that joint was straight trash. He said they was treating us wrong in there. Homie was stuck in the cell 23 hours deep, only getting out for 1 hour if he was lucky. Like he said, 9 times out of 10, we probably didn't even get out.
Treating us wrong in that motherfucker. Shit. St. Louis City Justice Center, motherfucker. They had us locked down like countless days and shit.
But here's the twist. Lil Wick beat the case. He claimed self-defense, said Shaw was the one that started blasting first. Jury bought it and let him walk. This whole situation got people talking. Some say it's a win for self-defense, others disagree. Either way, Lil Wick walked out of that after beating that case. Lil Wick ain't been sitting quiet either. He been putting in work in the studio and dropping heat.
I mean, it was self-defense if the guy pulled up on him with it, and that's self-defense. I mean, he defended himself, but
he came out swinging with First Day Out about 9 months back. That joint blew up, hitting over 1 million views, and that's big numbers for somebody who just beat a serious case. It shows the streets was waiting on him to come home. Then he followed up with Problem Child, which pulled in over 250K views. Even though Wick been through all types of wild situations, he ain't trying to be nobody's role model. Matter of fact, he's straight up telling the youth to do the opposite. For all the kids out there, don't look up to us, stay in school, keep playing your sports, and stay positive. Do what you gotta do. If you draw, you paint, rap, sing, whatever you do. That came out of his mouth. And he keeping it real by saying the streets ain't nothing, but he also real about why he's still in it. When you done put in time in this, it ain't easy to circumvent. I'm trying to stay alive out here. I'm trying to get out the streets soon, he said.
Your circumstances like ours, I'm trying to get stay alive out here. It's survival of the fittest. I'm finna get out the street. As soon as I get some paint out the street.
For now, Wick staying focused on his music and try and make something better happen for him, his family, and his homies, and his hood. So what do you guys...
Only dummies want to stay ducking and dodging. Only dummies. You should be wanting to get the heck out of there. Get up out of there. I'm out. Get you some pay and dip ski. Get you some paper and dip ski.